In this section, we are going to work on the topic of the partner you should have. The idea is that here you will be able to recognize what type of partner best suits you and therefore how you could find your ideal partner. Based on that, the question that arises is why it is important for you to choose your ideal partner. Well, the reasons are several, but in this introduction, I am going to give you the four main ones. First of all, if you choose your partner well, you will experience a lot of pleasure, both physical and spiritual. Deep down, you have to feel good about the person you have next to you. Over the years, I have come across many cases of people who entered into a relationship with someone they didn't even like physically. The second thing you will achieve if you manage to find your ideal partner is that your life will be much easier. Since you already did the previous model, in which we addressed the couples you should avoid, you already know how difficult life becomes when we choose the wrong partner we want to be with. I am sure this is something you already know very well from your own personal experience with the toxic partners you have. Thirdly, if you choose your partner well, you will evolve. There's nothing that activates that desire to improve, to become a better person, than having someone by your side who helps you and, above all, allows you to achieve your own life goals. This has a lot to do with not having a person who limits you because of their own personal conflicts. The other thing you will achieve if you learn to find your ideal partner is that you will be free. If you notice, this is directly related to the previous element that I told you about. If you have a partner who helps you evolve, that allows you to achieve all your desires and that also stimulates you to set high goals in the same way that you do with him or her, that will allow you to achieve your spiritual freedom but also your material freedom. So, having a suitable partner by your side even becomes a very good investment for you. And with this comes the most important element of why you should choose a partner very well. Mainly because if you do, you will achieve the true meaning of your life, which is to achieve happiness. Clearly, if you achieve everything I have mentioned here, you will be happy, with which you will feel complete. You will lack nothing. And why is this going to happen? Because when you are happy with the person you have by your side, you will not need anything else. You are going to focus on your life goals, and with this, you will have a virtuous life. By having a virtuous life, you will achieve a balanced life. As you can see, all these elements are not fortuitous. Everything you achieve through your ideal partner are the elements that define the meaning of life and the way in which happiness can be achieved. Defined through philosophers who, through their studies, gave us the recipe to achieve happiness. Now, the issue is how you achieve all of the above. Well, as I indicated, recognizing and finding your ideal partner, which is what we are going to be doing in these sections. For this, as in the sections where we talk about the partner you should not have, here we are going to work on the three characteristics through which you can find your ideal partner. And once you know them, we are going to delve into each of them. These three characteristics are, first of all, compatibility. Then you should see if that person is going to make your life easier. And thirdly, you must define if that person is going to bring out your full potential. And if in turn, you also have the desire to help him bring out the best version that he has of himself, compatibility is potential. In the case of compatibility, we talk about whether it is actually a person you like to be with, and especially if it is someone who truly attracts you. not to your psyche or the society in which you live. There are people with whom we are compatible from the first moment. But the problem is that many of us deny that ease of relationship that we have with others. And in fact, you'd be surprised how many people lose the best partner they could have had because they believed they didn't deserve to have fun with their partner. They choose just the couple with whom it was most difficult for them to be. In the second case, that of ease, we are talking about being able to recognize and choose your potential partner based on whether he or she is going to become a material and emotional asset for you. You know, there are couples who take away both your money and your emotions. But what would happen if you learn to accept that having a partner who doesn't have problems in that regard is something you should consider without feeling guilty about discarding those people who aren't up to your standard? And the last feature that you should pay attention to is whether your potential partner is someone who makes you feel, and above all, be someone better than what you are today. If because of that relationship you become someone worse than you were, it is clearly someone who is not good for you. But what happens if you accept that you should only enter a relationship with someone who improves your personal performance? If because of the relationship, your general performance in all areas of your life begins to improve? I have seen this in many cases. There's the case of the person who became a drug addict or who lost his job because of his relationship. But there is the case of the person who achieved everything in life thanks to his partner. If you look, these three characteristics that we have seen here, we often deny or ignore them because no one has taught us to use them when evaluating the person in front of us. We enter into a relationship because we have some type of physical desire or because we feel good about ourselves, because someone cares about us, but we stop evaluating whether that relationship is going to do us good in the medium and long term. That is precisely the purpose of the first weeks in which you date a person. The idea is that you don't invest all your emotions there, but rather that you wait and you can test if the person in front of you is the one that suits you, which is precisely what we are going to be working on in these sections in greater depth.